This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
All right. There he is. How you feeling, my man? You feeling good?
Yeah, but I'm waiting for my victory cigar. And since you're giving them out to everybody, you get a victory cigar. You get a victory cigar. You get a victory cigar.
Well, hold on. The Marlins didn't get a victory cigar. So
They didn't. They just completed a sweep. No victory cigar.
I'm sorry. The Inter-Miami didn't get a victory cigar.
Got it. Okay.
They got two of them. So we'll see at the end of this interview. All right, the listeners will decide.
Oh boy,
does Poupart get a victory cigar? Okay, so you guys got to say, give it to him. All right,
yeah, sure.
If you want me to give him he's got to earn it. So you got to wait for this whole process here. But if he earns it, say Poop deserves that victory cigar, or no cigar.
No cigar for you.
No cigar for you. There you go. All right, be the cigar Nazi. That's it.
There you go.
All right. That's what it's all about. So what'd you think about the Panthers carrying around the culture stuff? I like that. Although, in a way, their culture is being established now 4 years in a row in the playoffs. You know? So that's not a bad thing either.
Yeah, and they've built a style that's going to make them a tough out in the playoffs year in and year out. That style they're playing, that's how you become a good playoff team.
I'm with you there. And we look at the Cats tonight. Carolina's obviously another monster that they're facing, dude. What's the difference in the challenge from Carolina compared to what they just went through with Toronto?
Oh, because Carolina is a lot more structured. And I talk about like playing playoff style hockey. Carolina is a playoff style hockey team. Toronto isn't. Toronto's run and gun, really loose with the puck, make a lot of bad decisions in their own end. Carolina is a carbon copy of what the Panthers do, which is get the puck out of the zone, cross the red line. You see an awful lot of dump and chase, get the puck deep, go for check, try to create a turnover in the offensive zone. And it's a mirror style, and the roster top to bottom is probably better on Carolina's side, which is, I mean, it's no accident they finished with 112 points or something.
Yeah. They were second most, right? I think. And how many games did they win? Because the other teams won 60, didn't they?
Boston won 65. I'm not exactly sure how many Carolina won, but I think it was 112. And then they get they lost 3 really skilled forwards during the season, and they get one of them back tonight.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Turavainen.
That's not good.
No, but hey, you want to be them at their best, right?
No. I don't.
You just want to win.
No,
yeah, okay.
No, I'm just. You think I'm complaining and worried that Antetokounmpo missed the first couple games in the playoffs against the? Bro, he can order his 50 nuggets and hang out in the offseason. I'm watching the Heat in the Eastern Conference Finals. I'm good. No, I'm with you. I'd rather them. What'd you say? 52 wins. Okay, so Carolina had 52 wins. All right. So, who do you fear in Carolina offensively?
The aforementioned Teravainen is a good offensive player. Sebastian Aho, he's a really, really good skill players. Their D actually, we think about Brandon Montour and Aaron Ekblad as being really good offensive defensemen for the Panthers as well. They have a couple of those. Brent Burns, who was with the San Jose Sharks for many, many years, now with Carolina, is a big timer. So those will be the two guys who kind of jump. Aho and Burns.
Okay. For you, what's key for the Panthers in this series? If they're going to win, what do they have to? Where do they have to have the edge?
Yeah, it's the same. It's the same as always. I think they're better in net. The way Bob is playing right now, they're better in net than Carolina, which alternated goals quite a bit. They've gone with Frederik Andersen, formerly of the Leafs, for a little stretch now. I think the Panthers have the edge in net. He obviously has to have a big series, and then when you get a turnover in the offensive zone, you got to capitalize on it. Not a very, very big margin for error. Let's put it that way.
I'm pulling up the stats here for Carolina. I'm putting up the goals. It's a very balanced attack.
Very,
very balanced and very deep, dude. Like Miami is more Florida is more top heavy, right?
They are, but what they did is once they moved Sam Reinhart to the third line, they created now where they early in the playoffs they had two lines in the third and fourth lines were not very dangerous offensively. Now they created that Reinhart, Anton Lundell, Eetu Luostarinen line on the third line, and that line's been very, very good. And now they have three lines who can score a little bit. Carolina's fourth line center is Paul Stastny, who at one point was a decent point producer. And I forget who his winger is right now, but it's another guy with some skill. I mean, their fourth line can score, which tells you we talked about Boston being ridiculously deep in the first round. Carolina's pretty damn deep too.
All right. What are you picking in this series?
Let's put you this way. If I have money depending on it, I think I'd be leaning toward Carolina, but I'm not about to dismiss the possibility of a Panther upset. What do you say?
Sean goes, there goes the victory cigar.
There you go. Panthers in 4. How's that?
There you go. Light it up, baby. Yeah.
I don't know my audience. Right. I don't know my audience sometimes. I don't play. I do a bad job of playing to the crowd. I forgot. Sorry. Actually, Panthers in 3. That's how dominant they're going to be. They're going to call this series after 3 games.
That is awesome. All right. When we had you on earlier in the week, the Isaiah Wynn thing had been breaking already. But then they added the other Big O, right? Because there's only really one Big O in town. And that's yours truly. But they added another O there. So your thoughts overall on the additions of those two. And I'm getting the feeling that Cameron Fleming will not be a part of the Miami Dolphins at all in the 2023 season unless there's some serious injuries and they're desperate and they got to go back into the well. Yeah,
and I'm going to guess that ship has sailed, as they say. Cedric O is Big O 2.0. You're the original. It's another one that's kind of low risk, high reward, adding competition. I don't think it's done a ton necessarily. And again, I'm not playing to my audience here. I don't think it's going to do a ton to really erase all the concerns from Dolphin fans about the offensive line and the stability of it. What it's doing is it's creating more competition, adding more options. Where you got to hope that one of those guys, pans out, and I'm including Liam Eichenberg as well because both Wynn and Cedrico does not have a guard experience in the NFL, but Wynn does.
Tackle, yeah.
So
yeah, I think Wynn will be used both. I think he'll be used at tackle and guard. I think they'll rotate him around all over the place. Obviously, he'll be some competition for Jackson. So if Jackson doesn't, pan out the way they think he will, then I'm sure Wynn is going to be an option. But I would not be surprised if he's also playing a little guard too. I think he might be. I think they might use him around in different places.
Oh, yeah, I would think so too. And I think this is something that the Dolphins did not do last summer. They didn't do a lot of cross-training. Remember when the old coaches do a lot of cross-training along the offensive line? I didn't see that last summer. I kind of get the feeling we could see that this year, particularly with Isaiah Wynn. And maybe the idea is, who's to say he can't beat out Liam Eichenberg at left guard? I mean, I know we're all focusing on Austin Jackson at right tackle. Right. Maybe they decide, okay, it's Austin Jackson versus Cedrico at right tackle. Let's make it Liam Eichenberg versus Isaiah Wynn at left guard, and may the best guy win. That's one would be one.
You are dissing Robert Jones, bro.
Sorry, sorry.
Poor guy.
That's my guy too. I
brought a solid job last year. I thought he tailed off. As the run kept going, but and I think Shell did too a little bit. Kind of tailed off. Actually, Shell tailed off a lot more than Robert. But I thought Robert did a solid job overall at left guard filling in last year.
No, I think there's something there with Robert Jones, and sincerest apologies, Robert. I'll apologize in person next time I see you at the Dolphin facility. No, yes, he should be involved in that competition.
I'm with you there. Is there anything else you're expecting them to do outside of? I'm sure the Jones news is coming in 2 weeks.
No, correct. I never say never with that team. I still hear the Dalvin Cook chatter, and I don't get it. I don't see it happening. First of all, it makes no sense. I see more and more reports that the Vikings are definitely going to cut him. It makes zero sense to me. because they have a team that won their division last year that's got playoff hopes, and you're going to dump, your second best offensive player. It makes zero sense. I understand you don't like his contract and all that, but it makes no sense. They're not trading him because nobody's picking up that contract.
Right. Nobody's
So
picking up that contract.
we're supposed to
And when he gets released, the Dolphins aren't going to pay him a lot of money either. If he wants to come here, he's going to have to take a lot less money, and he's going to be in a carousel of backs. It's not going to be like he's going to be a number one guy. And you're right, by the way, Minnesota is not cap strapped. They still have money under the cap right now, and they haven't released him yet. And yet, brother, running backs go down left and right. Why not keep him for one more year? What the hell? Have a better stable of backs if you can. That doesn't make any sense to me. Really. You're not getting so you're also not going to get any compensatory picks for him, because whatever he's going to sign is going to be for a lot less.
Well, once you release him, you can't get a compensatory pick, but even if they hang on to him, then their only shot at getting a compensatory pick is to hang on to him this year. I don't even know when his contract expires. Wait, let him play out his contract, then he becomes a UFA, and you hope he signs a big contract with somebody else. And again, like you mentioned, the Dolphins already have a lot of options on offense. This is not a running back centric offense in the least. So the idea that you need like a big name guy like Dalvin Cook, it just the math doesn't add up.
All right, what are you working on in SI so folks can check you out, my friend?
Earlier today, I did the transaction log, just recapping all the moves they've done in the offseason, because they've done a ton. And then I attacked the Xavier Howard, Jalen Ramsey tandem as a cornerback, because all over the place you see rankings, and one of them came out, put him at number 1. Herm Edwards disagreed, and also
but that made no sense. I saw
it made zero sense.
He said the pass rush. Are we talking about the duo, or are we talking about the entire defense? Like, one guy's talking about one thing and Omar's talking about something else, and it's like, yo, dude, we're talking about duo. We're not talking about the front end. That has nothing to do with it. We know how one complements the other. Yes, we know football 101, Herm. Thank you. But that conversation made no sense.
And guess what? That's actually included in my story. And then I also look at it from a salary cap standpoint, which is interesting in terms of the amount of money the Dolphins have devoted to cornerbacks over the last few years. And then either later today or tomorrow, I got something on Vic Fangio coming up.
There you go. It's a passing league. You better dedicate yourself to a lot of DBs. Find the expensive ones and find the cheap ones off the street, too. They do both. Follow him on Twitter at Poupart NFL and catch his work there at Sports Illustrated, alldolphins.com. Bookmark it and give him a victory cigar.
There you go.
All right, Poop. Have a great weekend, my friend. We'll catch up next week.
Yes, sir. Go Panthers. Go Heat.
You know it. There you go. Alain Poupart and our EJDconstruction.com Miami Dolphins report.